Hi, boys and girls. This is Seminarian Steve, and I am again at Douglaston Seminary. Right now, I am in one of the Blessed Sacrament chapels. And this week, I want to talk a little bit about faith and the importance of faith. So, in Mass today, the second reading is from the book of Hebrews. It's in the New Testament, and it talks about the importance of faith and how we have to have faith in God and what exactly does it mean. And faith is something that can be a little difficult to understand because we can't see faith, right? You can't see faith. I don't know what it looks like, but I know where it is. Faith is in here. How does it get inside our hearts and our souls? It comes from God. God gives us faith at our baptism. And some of you are going to be making your first communion in a couple of months in the spring. But that faith, as you get older every single year, becomes a little bit more mature. And when we think about like Holy Communion, we have faith that the what looks like bread is really Jesus Christ's body and blood, and that's like pretty courageous, pretty brave to believe in something like that. And when we talk more about like faith and believing in something that's not only us, but something out there, we believe in God and that He has got everything under control. And behind me in the stained glass window, it's really hard to see because the sun is coming coming through right now. But that is Abraham, and Abraham is mentioned in the second reading. And this was a guy who was not really rich. He was kind of poor. He was kind of like on the outcast, like he wasn't really welcomed a lot in his society. But he heard the voice of God and he trusted that God was going to help him, help his wife, and help him become a leader of his people. He didn't know how it was going to be done, but he trusted in God. And that's maybe another word we could use with faith, trust or believe, because we trust that God is always going to be by our side, and we believe that He exists, and we don't know what He looks like. We can't see Him at at Macy's or anything like that, or at Stop and Shop, but we believe that there is somebody out there watching over us. So maybe as we come to kind of getting closer to the school year, which may be disappointing to some of you, but maybe as you begin your next school year, you begin your next year of religious ed, maybe you want to think about ways that you can help grow your faith. And what are some ways you could do that? Well, one thing would be to look at situations, experiences that you have had, and try to see where has God been in those really, really happy and joyful moments, and where has God been in those sad moments? Because God is both in the ups and the downs of life. He's everywhere, and He wants to be a part of your life. So faith is something that is a gift from God. He gives it to us at baptism. And as we get older and as we experience more and more things in life, our faith kind of matures because sometimes we're happy and we can kind of feel God's presence in us and with people. And sometimes it grows because we know that we can't do everything and we're not perfect, and we rely on God to help us guide us through situations. So again, as we come to a new school year in just a few weeks, just think about some ways that maybe you can help grow your faith, and how as you can help grow your faith, become more mature, and you ultimately become closer to God.